Welcome everybody back to Space Engineers. I am Krydax, and we are going to be doing some fun stuff today. So, you'll notice a few things different since the last video. If you've been keeping up, you'll know that we designed this bad boy in Creative, and we have to build it now. So we're going to be working on that a bit, and I'm also... Let's see... Getting a little bit of lag, but that's okay. Let me know if things get laggy on the stream end. Hey, Blue Squid, how's it going? Yeah, so I've watched a couple different videos on ship printers and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna build a ship printer for this. I'm wondering if it's gonna be more work than it's worth. Like, I could build a printer wall on a bunch of pistons and try to make that work. Would that be easier than just hand welding all of this? Maybe, but it's not that big of a ship. So I'm kind of on the fence with that right now. I did build last night this monstrosity, which I have aptly named the Demolisher because of what it is capable of, and it can bring back a crap ton of ore. I actually need some more engines on it. It couldn't even have a full inventory. I brought back like 400,000 nickel, a bunch of cobalt. I need to go get some ice, but I wanted to at least do one run on stream so you guys can see what operating this bad boy's like. But yeah, there's a hinge here, and so it can mine either like in front of itself, or it can hinge it down and all the miners will mine underneath. So it can like drill down to where the ore is and then turn sideways and go in. But I've kind of discovered drilling down is just a lot easier, and you can just come back up and do a new section. And then this is just a rotor so that they turn. Getting it all working properly was interesting, especially because turning a lot of weight on a rotor like this ends up creating an opposing force on your ship. And that force acts differently if the hinge is locked or not, and that force acts differently if the hinge is up or down. And so I have 3 different gyroscopes to try to solve that problem. Share inertia tensor is on for both of them, don't worry. But yeah, one thing I shouldn't have done is made these cargo containers, because as they drill, this part gets heavier, and that changes how it works. So I probably should have had all the cargo behind the hinge, but, you know, you live and learn. What else is new? I think that's pretty much it. I didn't do much to the base. I added another large cargo container because we're bringing back so much ore. But I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's go get some ice, because we're going to need a bunch of hydrogen to fuel that bad boy anyway. And got ice out here somewhere. Where is it? Back to the left. Okay. So essentially how this works, because I wanted a decent view of what's happening, I have a flight seat facing down. But then I didn't want to fly it weirdly, so you'll notice I have above it one of those remote controls facing the correct direction, and so I control it from that perspective. And then I can just look up from my seat. And a couple other things is the hinge I have the lock on the hotbar. I'm just gonna initially go ahead and turn the hinge down. So we'll unlock it with 1, we'll hinge it down with 8. Look at that, beautiful. And that's done, and we lock it again. And then we turn on the rotation with 3. Beautiful. And then this is where we can see if I'm stable or not. Let's watch the crosshair for a second. So it looks like the crosshair's moving down, you can see. So my number 9 should fix that. By turning that one off, somehow it fixes it. It's very confusing. I tried to understand it and I failed hardcore. But I found a combination that works well enough, so it's fine. And turning is extremely slow, because I've just got that one. I should probably add a second gyroscope that works for pilot control, because 2 of them have enable override turned on. That's part of the problem. It is a very cool abomination. I appreciate it. That's what we were going for. Okay, and I also got the mod that enables me to change speed limits. Or it enables me to change a lot of things, and I did change speed limits. So now I have even more higher chance of completely destroying myself by going too fast. Wait, is this a hole for ice? Yeah. Okay, so first we right-click. I also have a camera for landing, but it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. This is behind the ship. I had a thought of, like, I could add another rotor in the middle and have it counter-rotate at the other speed to, so that I could use the camera that's not rotating sideways. I also found out you can zoom with cameras, and I did not know that. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have another view, too. You can kind of see it just clearing out the whole space for itself. And then once we get down to ice, looks like there. A little bit more ice exposed. And then we start drilling, and I have a stone spitter outer thingy. That should be, is that functioning? Yeah, it sounds like it's functioning. So there you go. What's up, Space Destructor? And I thought about processing the stone, Alor. I don't really care enough to deal with it right now, but I totally could bring some stone back. But yeah, this is pretty fun. Watch it work. Pretty satisfying too. We just yeeted that stone around. Yeah, we just have 3 large batteries on here, and that's been enough for now. You can see it's only 36 minutes of a charge, so it wouldn't last all that long. What am I trying to do? 7. Yeah, we got all the ice there. We'll leave that stone down there and move back a little bit here. Eventually, once the hole is big enough, you would use the sideways feature, but I feel like I would need a pretty big hole, or just because the ore's not even all that deep. It's not too hard to just do this. But if it was like a lot deeper, then I would probably want to just make one hole and then go sideways from there. I don't know what I'm getting stuck on. View as the connector. I don't like how much that connector sticks out, but I couldn't really figure out another way to do it. Oh, you can't see that display. You know, that is good to know. Why don't... I've had a lot of videos doing that, haven't I? I'll move over a little bit so you guys can see a little better. I know it won't show the percentage, but that's fine. You can at least see the bar if I move over here. I can dodge it once in a while. Thanks for mentioning that. Anyway, what am I doing? Sounds like the rotation... There's also a lot of smoke from the engines, or like steam. Annoying. The rotation is cooler than it is good. Actually, I think it's pretty good because it enables me to get the entire area without needing as many drills. Well, that seemed good to me. It's annoying to get the gyroscopes to balance it, though, if that's what you need. It would have been much easier to just have a big grid, and I mean that in the mathematical sense of drills on a hinge. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Blue Squid. I don't care enough to turn it off. let's see. How much ice do we have? We have quite a bit. I probably need a little bit more, though. Hydrogen is expensive stuff. I also end up getting turned around a lot. Or, like, not level. I have to fix that. 50 frequently. Yeah, I think I'll kind of make... Let's see, let's go up. And then we'll come down on this spot. And then after that, I think we'll start going sideways if we're still moving there. Easier to get a good view from the side here. It's kind of annoying that you can't rotate this, or can you rotate? Yeah. No, I don't think you can. Because it's aligned to the flight seat rather than the remote control. And my spinning drills are out of the damage distance for those thrusters, but it still makes a lot of visuals like they're not. There we go. Yeah, for an amount of space this large, I probably should have gone with not rotation, but it was a cool idea that I had, and I wanted to go with it, so here we are. I also don't understand why sometimes, like, did you just see that? It popped up. Like, if I hit 7, you'll see the artificial horizon is there, and then sometimes it's not. I haven't quite figured out why sometimes it's there. But that's obviously handy to help stay upright. Oh, Blue Squid, I thought the same thing. My best idea that I've come up with so far, mentally, is something with pistons and rotations. So there's a rotor that spins long arms, and you kind of just do that thing, and you slowly make the pistons go out further and further. But then to get to another section of pancake, you'd have to drill out a whole zone again. So I honestly think it's kind of unavoidable to do a bunch of stone. But, I'm gonna say this is enough, because I'm holding spacebar and barely moving, so we'll say that's good for now. That view. And yeah, we've spit out all of our stone, so that means we have a lot of ice. We'll go ahead and stop the rotation. We'll go ahead and hinge. Locking the hinge helps with the forces, not messing up my gyroscopes as much. Go ahead and lock that, and then I think we're good to go. Hit 9. That somehow helps. And turning is, well, not really happening. Don't really know where the base is. Where's the base? That way. No. Okay, basically directly behind us. I'm just gonna fly backwards. I only have one thruster in each direction. Ooh, don't hit the ground, please. I think that was a little safer. This thing is so slow. Oh man, it's also rotating, isn't it? There's the base. So we know where we're going now. Holy crap. I'm holding forward, trust me. It's trying to move 600 tons. And... I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm holding space too. I know. 600 tons. We've got one engine. I'm trying to remember how much thrust they put out. I think it's on the order of 60 something kilonewtons. Or no, 640 or something like that. So it can hold up 650 tons. That might not be right. I'll check. Yeah, the braking distance is a bit absurd. I also don't know if I can face this way. I might need to turn around again. This might run into the miner. So I shouldn't have turned around. Need that mod that adds directions. That is exactly right, Blue Squid. That's only true if you remain under max speed, though. The whole time. Which we definitely did. Gosh. This is so bad. I really need another gyroscope. This is a time where a controller's nice, other than picking up your mouse about 3,000 times. Okay, that should be good. Okay, and this camera is one block behind that connector. Make sure everything's all lined up. Oop, coming in hot. There we go. Exactly, space destructor. And we will lock that in. We did it. So there you go. That's the Demolisher in action. It did its job quite nicely. Oh, quite nicely. So let's look at hydrogen. No, they're called H2. O2 generators. Is this one on right now? It is. And how's our hydrogen tank main base? 25% full. And that's the same size of hydrogen tank that I will have in my big old ship. We'll leave that there. It's done good work. I also think I got a load of iron with it, so we should have enough iron to build our big Bertha. And I got a couple of the DLCs. I forgot to mention that. So we can build a few more things now. We got the, whatever that one's from, automatons. I got Warfare 2. Because I thought these ion thrusters were really cool. Or that was Sparks of the Future. I also got Warfare 2. Sparks of the Future, and then one more, the Heavy Industry. So, we've got a few more blocks we can play with. But yeah, I think I'm going to get started on this. Do I want a welding wall? Will I ever use it again? Potentially, but it could only be used for planet-based ships, and I don't know if I want that. So I might just do the hard work of making this by hand. I think I might. We're going to want a cargo container all the way up here for sure. And I did get a couple other mods. I should talk about those real quick. Is it Alt? F, where is it? What about F2? Show me all my mods. I got configurable parameters. That's the one I used to change the speed. I might use the welding ship for some things, but I feel like it's more work than just going back and forth with the hand welder. Because I have to add so many things to the build planner. But maybe it's not, because it can hold so much more. I'll probably add a few more engines to it if I do use it. But anyway, I did get a mod. Let's talk about this. That enables me to do this. Where is it? Send to assembler. I think it's called like projections to assembler or something like that. And it allows you to take an entire projected ship and send all of the components to an assembler, or just the missing items that you don't currently have in stock. So that's super handy, because then we will be able to not have to constantly be assembling things. So I'm going to hit that button, and you can see it queues up about 10 billion things. 7,000 iron plates, 3,500 components, only a few hundred motors, 1,000 super, what was that, superconductors, 1,200 grids, 300 power cells, 100, is that reactor components, and something, gravity components, and what's that? Detector components. Do I even have enough storage space? I think so. I just threw another large container back here, but maybe I need, I don't know, one more. Cargo. So there's another large cargo? Ooh, there is. Cool. Let's check that out. Ooh, that's fun. Same. Oh, it doesn't have top and bottom connections. Interesting. It's the same size, though, right? It looks like it's the same size. Yeah. I think for visual sake, I will do the normal one right now. But it's cool that I have that. Okay. Click. Oh, it probably does have different airtightness. I'm glad I had all the components for this, because if I didn't, it was going to be really annoying. Because right now my assemblers are busy. And I guess I could do the make missing components piece. But if I were to stop the whole process and then hit send to assembler again, I think it would just make all the items. You can't really pause the process. So that's going to take a while. What was I going to do? Got something in my head to do. Yeah, blue squid. That's true. For the most part, that's true. There's a couple differences. Like, for example, one of the DLCs has a camera that's top mounted, so I could put it on this face of the block, but the camera faces that way, which is really handy, and that doesn't exist in vanilla. So there's minor functionality differences, but it's not like you can do different things with your face. There's not like any new gameplay elements, but I would argue there are some minor functionality differences that it allows you a lot more flexibility with your builds to have some of the DLC items, based on what I've seen. Let's look at our ore. No, what are we dealing with here? Yeah, we have enough nickel, for sure. We have enough silver, for sure. We have enough silicon. Platinum, I'm guessing we have more than enough. Iron, because I just did a huge load of iron, I think I have enough. The thing I might run out of would be gold, because I haven't gotten that in a while. And I have a lot of cobalt, too. So I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, exactly. Different ways to do the same things. And most of the blocks aren't even different ways to do the same things. Most of them are literally just visually different. So there's like 80 or 90% of the DLCs is just visual, cosmetic, and then about 10% of the DLCs is like, oh, this is like the same type of block, but slightly different functionality of the block, and then that's it. So, and they're super cheap right now. They're all $2.50, so I got 4 of them. Literally, I should start building this thing. Someday we're gonna have to start building this thing. But yeah, projectors are gonna be going for a while. Probably 20 or 30 minutes. Or assemblers. I guess I should hook up the cargo ports up here. So we'll get some tubes. And ooh, I did get another mod that I'm really excited about. I'll show you in a second what that mod is. So let's see, we're here. We're gonna need a corner junction. I'll make it a T just because you never know when you need a T junction. Okay, but let's say I'm in my welding things. I'm like, oh, I need this straight section again. Voila! How did I do that, you ask? Well, there's a mod that does the pipette thing that I've been wanting. I forget what it's called. I think it's Build Picker. Control G, and it grabs the item you want. It doesn't have to be on a hotbar. It doesn't add it to a hotbar. And I can't believe that functionality is not in the vanilla game. That is, to me, the weirdest thing ever. Especially for this game, with so many different types of blocks. Not having a picker or pipette is criminal, if you ask me. Just criminal. Okay, what am I doing? Cargo. Right click. Right click. All of you. I guess I could click the same one multiple times. There. Same place. Build planner is probably full. And I'm worried we're gonna run out of certain things. And we might just have to wait a while. Do something else for a minute. While the assemblers finish their gargantuan task. I could also cancel it all, finish building this, and then just do the print missing. Alor, it doesn't change the hotbar. That's what's awesome about it. Like, you'll notice, I did it when I was holding my welder. Like, I could Control G, grab this, place it, and go back. I don't know how it does it, but it works. So far, so good. And I have the projector, the show projection, I forget what the mod's called. But it shows you, like, the damaged ones that are part of the grid, so that way you don't miss, like, finishing welding a block. It was funny, when I got that mod, a bunch of these steel blocks over here were highlighted because I hadn't finished the last little bit of the welding when we did that project the other day. Okay, so that's all done. 2, 3, 4, 6? Might be 7. Good, we didn't run out of components. Handy dandy. Oh, I realize that's kind of ugly. I probably should have had those on the outside. And that'll look way cool. I'm gonna fix it. Okay. What am I doing? This thing? Control G. So nice. Go. Do this all over again. Worth. Totally worth it. Yeah, that would have been smarter. Didn't think about that. Did not think about that. Okay, so for welding this bad boy, we're gonna need to constantly connect our welder ship. Because you can't withdraw otherwise the components you need for the build planner. So that means I'll need a connector up here somewhere. Make a crane/welder arm. Sounds complicated. Kinda cool though. I need the actual knobs as a controller, you know, to play the crane game. Let me think for a minute. Do I want to do this differently? They're inevitable. Yeah, it's just not that big of a ship. Could have been done by now. I don't know about that. But yeah, some pistons with some hinges. Pretty strong. I don't know. We're gonna start with this and see how much we hate it. See how it goes. Probably make this ship better too. But, oh. That's gonna make things harder. Can't add things to build planner from here. Interesting. In that case, definitely no point to using this. Because I would have to manually add the block that I'm wanting to weld to the build planner. Alternatively, I would need a way to put the entire... I guess not the entire ship's inventory, but like a ton of inventory onto the ship, which would require a much larger welding ship. Probably a large grid welding ship for that. 5, 2, landing camera. Settle down. Okay, well, that's a bust. The refinery and the jump drive. Yeah, I guess I don't know how many components. Oh, this is the one that requires 1,000 superconductors. Okay. That's where those are all going. And the refinery. Can these be added to build planner? Okay, at least these can. Hey, I just got build more than 1,000,000 kilograms of cubes right now. What a good time for that achievement. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. This will take some time. I mean, I could make a welding wall that just starts extended and retracts through the whole thing, right? Would that work? I would change the angle of the ship. So maybe build it like from the front. Only takes 20 full inventories. Yeah, that one I might do with the welding ship. Just trying to think of the best way to do this. Ah, yes, engineering. How fun. How's the assembler doing? Still working on those steel plates. Although it's almost done. It's already done 5,000 of them. How's our cargo? Cargo large. That one's empty. This one, oh, we got one. Well, I could move the ship through the wall, or I could just move the whole wall. They're both the same, right? Like, I could put that... I could put the projector... I guess it's easier to move the projector sideways on a piston. Is there a good spot to start, though? Maybe I can start from these. I don't know if these attach this way. Alright, what the heck, let's do it. Building a welding wall. Let's go. I'm gonna build the wall here, since I've already got, like, cargo stuff over here. And then we could do the thing where we pull the ship backwards through the wall. We could also piston the ship. The ship could be held from the front corner, and we could go sideways here. I feel like we should go from the back, though, because I don't know how big I'm going to want the wall. I want it to be extendable. So... the projector would be over here. And it'll go sideways. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This will all come together and be perfect. The wall needs to build the ship in order. Yeah, like, I know everything has to be connected. So there might be some bits that don't quite work, but I think everything is convex enough that it might just work perfectly. The wall just needs to be big enough to get to all of it. Do not stand on the business end. That's a good idea. All right. We're just gonna do things, and it's all gonna work. Let's start by getting a cargo container like right here. Refinery modules. Yep, I could see that being a thing. I don't even have to be close to it for it to grab it. So nice. Give me components. So, we're gonna start with... I'll just go out here so I have some space. A hinge? No, sorry, piston. Oh, that has to be built on a cargo block, too. No, it doesn't. This is just for the projector. Okay. True. Welders under a glass floor. That sounds like a rough way to go. Okay, so then we've got our piston. Pop piston piece. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Now we need the projector, which I will control G. Okay, we're outside the range. Grabby. Are you facing the same way? It's not. So we want up to be that way and forwards to be this way. So the up is the little plus and the forwards is the little 2. So that's how you know which way projector's facing. Go ahead and get components. Okay, so now that's the projector that will project the ship. And then this piston will move things. Now, pistons have a max extension range, so this is going to require more than one piston. Oh. You guys did this. Yeah, this is y'all's fault. Cue next 5 episodes, me not getting this thing built. Okay, so what do we got? Maximum distance is 10 meters. That's not... How many meters is 10? You guys know? Like, how big is the cube? Doesn't tell me. Over there. I guess we can just find out. Large grid is 2.5 meters, so it's only 4 blocks extra. Because it was here, so now it's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. This is why people make a separate ship, like they put the projector on like a little floaty tugboat thing, because then you don't have to have 50 million pistons. You know what would be cool? Is if you could have like a track, you know, like a camera kind of thing where you can like it'll slide sideways, so it would be linear movement like a piston, but it could just go as long as you want down a single track in a straight line. That would be cool. And you could even have curves in the track, but that is not a thing in the game. So how long is this ship? Does it tell you in the blueprint menu? How do I get to the blueprint menu? F10? And if you don't know why it's called the ATST, well, you'll just have to go back and watch the last episode on YouTube, or watch the VOD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16. That's 4 pistons. That feels doable. That 4 pistons feels a lot easier than the alternative, which is making an entirely new ship to carry the projector. So I'm doing 4 pistons. Oops. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb, Blue Squid. It's not short enough to count the blocks, it's not short enough to use the weld. Or at least not to use pistons. You could use the tugboat ship. Oh, the other problem with using a tugboat type situation... Hold on. This could be a problem. Those pistons are going to be holding the entire weight of that ship. Is that going to break things? Do pistons just break if they hold too much weight? It'll be moving extremely slowly. This is an argument for having the welding wall be the thing that's moving, is because the welding wall doesn't hold extra weight. Because it's the projector that's attached to the ship itself. Pistons can have an absurd max weight. Okay, well that's all I needed here. Count me in. So how am I doing this? I need the thing to start and then to drag the whole ship behind it. So this needs to be back a bit. And before it's too much. Stop it. Stop it with those possibly true comments. Why am I building... I don't know. This is gonna be a long day. I don't know why I was building all those. I do need that one. Also, this ship is kind of in the way. It's fine. Look, it's got clearance. It's got clearance. Playing will not be a problem. Don't worry, everybody. Don't. Also, it's only 4 pistons, and how many blocks are they each? I should actually figure this out. So retracted, they're only 2 blocks each. So if I want the front, let's just say to be here, and we only need to go back. I guess I had a measurement. This is 4 block gap. There'll be 2 in the gap, 1 here, and then the other one goes just right here. Look, and if the welding wall doesn't do it perfectly, I can always hand weld the last bits. No worries there. So, piston. Don't change on me. I have to place piston. Oh, do I have to weld it before I can place another one? Or no? No, that's not how it works. Maybe it's how it works. Nope. Just facing the wrong way. Okay. There we go. Good start, good start. Let's add everything to the build planner. That is a good thing for me to double check on. What happens if you have a piston attached to the base and try to extend it? Basically to like pop your base in half. Playing. Seems okay. Okay, why are they all named piston? And not like, this one's named piston too. Oh, because they're all on subgrids. I guess subgrids don't follow the same naming conventions. I'm gonna call it welding wall piston 1. gonna go ahead and share all the inertia tensors. Welding wall, piston 2. Welding wall, piston 3. Wall, piston 4. Oh, that's not. That's what goes there. Okay. So that's done. Now we need the projector. That way. Cool. Now those can all extend. And this will be in the bottom left corner of the ship. Now, I might need to go back into creative mode and modify the blueprint slightly so it has like a good printing corner, if that makes sense. Like I might need to go into the blueprint and build a few blocks down from this corner so that I can attach that to the projector. But it needs to get around to the front first. No, it grabs onto the back first and drags the back through the whole thing. I could attach to the bot. Can you side attach hydrogen thrusters? Can't remember. Can. Okay, so I can attach to the side of that hydrogen thruster. Test the pistons. Yeah, I'm scared. Seems to be working. Beautiful. Sweet. Should probably make a group. Welding wall pistons. Save. Back to those bad boys. It's really satisfying, actually. Okay, so then what we want is for the projector. Is this 3 blocks? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 blocks up. And then 1 block sideways. I think I'm doing this right. And that will be the connection point. Wrong button. That's better. Okay, let's see if this works. Projector. on another grid. So this is the welding wall projector. And we are going to hit blueprints, select ATST final. We're gonna need some serious offsets. I need to go up. Like, what is that? 5? I think it went down into the ground, so how about -5? That looks like 1 too tall. Will the landing gear hit the ground? No, we'll be. So my hydrogen is always needing to be refilled. -4 should do it. Forwards, probably 1 or 2 blocks. I'll have to get build vision. Hey, we're only 1 block off. So it needs to come 1 block less forwards. Some people would call that backwards. And then the welding wall will be here. And we will just piston it all through. It's gonna be beautiful. Excuse me. Turn that off for now. Hey, Mr. Bacon Fake. That is the point of this game. Thank you for identifying the MO of space engineers. What sounds unnecessarily tedious to me is welding that entire thing by hand. I honestly think this might be faster. That would take a long time to weld by hand. At least an hour or 2. And this might take an hour or 2 as well, but it's way cooler. What am I doing? Turning off that projector. It's hurting my eyes. And then I guess we can grind up most of this. Don't worry, Mr. Bacon. I'm unfamiliar with it too. Glad you're here. Welcome. Alright. Okay, I think that's good. And then we'll get the welding wall set up, so I'll remove this stuff for now.
Inventory full.
Inventory full. Can we get this here? We do, right. Why did I just do that? No idea. I wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Okay. So the welding wall should have the little weldy bits. Facing this way. Or right here? Probably right here. This will be the welding wall. And can I put them every other? I forget if someone was saying I can do that or not. Oh, it's also worth noting these only share conveyor with 2 directions. If I do every other and it's not working, I can always just build the rest in. So it's not the end of the world if I don't. Just put them every block and it'll weld faster. That also makes sense. I like that idea. Okay, and then we'll have it all connected to the cargo on the side of the welding. No, that's dumb. What I could do instead is have them all vertically connected, and these can all be T-jointed, like that one. How long will it take to weld the welders? This is how we know we're doing good engineering. Is we're asking the question, is it worth automating, or is it worth the work to automate the work? And that's just how you know you're right in the sweet spot of game, right there. If you're not sure the answer to that question, that means you're having fun. Oh, definitely, Blue Squid, definitely. Always ignore the answer to that question. Okay, so I need a bunch more of these, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 6. We'll go with 10 to start. I don't know how many I actually need. Okay. Drop off the components, grab some more components. Crazy with our elite welder. Yeah, exactly. Do I need a smaller welding wall just to weld the welding wall? I could use my little welder ship over here. Oh my gosh, this game is hilarious. This game is just absolutely hilarious. How tall? This has to be a pretty dang tall welding. Could I move it down a square? Then the feet would be here. I don't think they would grab onto the ground. And there's nothing else low enough that it would... Yeah, I can move it down a square. Alor, that is a good point. It is actually only twice as many, though, because I was going to do a cross, like a checkerboard pattern. So it would be every other block, and then it would be every other block offset by 1, the next layer up. I wasn't going to do 1 for every 4 blocks. I don't think that would be big enough. So it's only twice as many as I was originally intending. Guess I should grind these away. Just in case they get away. And just for the sake of my own visual aesthetics, I'm gonna build some supports here. Okay, I think that'll work. Well, nothing's for it. what we want, right? Ah, yes, steel plates. I should have a few of those by now. Hey, look at it. Look at that. Our production's getting done. 1,000 grids left real quick. Large cargo containers. Those two are still empty. But we good. And I want to turn this off real quick. Let's see. Feels like a lot of welders. I could make a rotor with just one line of welders and they do this kind of thing. Just saying. That would be pretty sweet too. But it would take a lot longer. Because this is a lot of welders. Might go with the crosshatch idea after all. Iron plate. Where are you guys at? Let's take 100. Does it really need to be that wide? That's another good question. Almost. I guess we're an extra 2 blocks wider than we need to be. And those I'm happy to weld myself. Like 2 things. We still need to go 1, 2, 3 higher. I also don't know how big. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Check this out, yo. I discovered something cool about the mod build info. What am I doing? Build planner, give me components. I might not even have to weld it to show you this, but what you can do is show the build info, like the radius. So you can see like how big of an area it can weld. What I'm not sure about, you can see the sphere goes into the squares around it, but like will it weld? Like if there's an armor block here, would it weld it? Not really sure. I guess there's an easy test we can do to find out. It also shows air tightness of each block when you have this selected. So I can be like, oh, all 6 faces of a cargo container are airtight. Oh, batteries are not airtight at all. It shows you the damage distance for thrusters and what will get damaged, which is super cool. So yeah, build info is sweet. What was I gonna do? Oh, just turn on that welder and see what it does. Because if it welds that bottom block, then we'll know that it can get the blocks next to it. Welder 5. We're gonna have to name all of these, aren't we? Nope, we're gonna name the other things differently. This is welder ship. Welder. Those are the batteries for the welder. Those are not welders. The rest are part of the welder. Turn that on. Okay, it does. It even gets blocks diagonal to it. Ooh, it even gets welders next to it. It even gets welders next to it. Guys, I can weld. I can just weld my welding wall with the welding wall. And that, I think, only works if you are doing a full welding wall. So there's an argument to do the whole thing. Because if you did every other, it might not work that way. I'm going to recharge my batteries. I am way more excited about this than I would have been trying to hand weld this whole thing. Okay, I can hit control period to cycle what it does. It'll show you air tightness, mount points, and then ports. If I make an actual med bag. Wait, what? I did not know there was a medical room. I didn't even know that existed. Cool. Okay, so we want to turn the projector off. We said how much taller? 1, 2, 3. I can handle that last bit myself. I'll save some welders. Just 2 more. This rain is making... I like daytime. Make it day, please. Turn off projector for a minute. Get 2 more. Twist it. Perfect. And that's what? 2, 4, 6, 7 by 3, 7. 7 by 7? 49 welders. Glorious. This is not necessary. Oh, the welders. Oh, yes. My elite saw can beat the welder. Yeah, charging isn't that long of a procedure that I even feel like the med base is all that necessary. It takes like 20 seconds. Okay, so now what we want to be doing is turning on the welders as they come online. I need to reopen the menu. Yeah, there's welder 7. I just keep hitting on. Oh, does it only weld ones to the side and not above it? Kinda weird. Kinda weird, eh? Is it because that sphere... Oh,
Low
that
health.
hurt. Is it because it's intersecting that one, but not the one above it because they're sideways? It might be. So I might need to build one on each layer. Now I need that med bay. LOL. You did indeed warn me. Oh, and since I turned them all on, even though they weren't built yet, they're automatically switching on. That's a pretty glorious sight to watch. Not gonna lie. Cool moments in this game. Beautiful. Okay, welding wall is done. Can easily be expanded for bigger ships. And I can build this piston thing back further if I have longer ships. So this is expandable in 3 dimensions. Big enough for what we need right now. The assemblers are still going, and I maybe should build a couple more assemblers. They're gonna take forever. And I have uranium reactors, so we're just gonna do speed. Speed, speed, speed. Although you save a lot of power if you... Probably better to just build another assembler with 3 of the speeds and just 1 power saver, because it cuts the power in half to have 1 power saver. Efficiency, or whatever the module is called. Okay, so we need some more assemblers. Let's do that somewhere out of the way. Maybe I'll put them on top of these. Enough room. It actually fits perfectly. What? There we go. Okay, 4 more assemblers. That is a lot of assemblers. We might not have enough displays to finish this. Okay, and then we need modules. Did I put those? Speed, speed. Have a need for speed. Single power efficiency. What is my build planner? Add. Again, I did the thing where I clicked on 6 distinct ones. I just get in the habit of doing that, even if they're the same thing. There we go. All components. Sweet. Okay, so then I should be able to rename those assemblers. Assembler 2 is the main one. Assembler 3 is assembler assist 2. Assembler assist 3. Cooperative mode on those bad boys. And there we go. They're doing hard work already. That just doubled how fast the rest of this will get done. This is going to get done pretty quick, actually. It's building 4 of those at a time, basically. That's what, another 100 seconds or so? This is less than that. These will go pretty quick. Yeah, this is only going to be another 5 minutes. I'm not going to build those right now. I wonder how my resources are doing. Refineries are still working hard. $300,000 iron, still plenty of that. 5K cobalt. Oh, there's even more stuff. Okay, silicon. 10K silver. Where's my nickel? $20K there. 2.7K there. So not like a ton of nickel. And then gold. I think I didn't I do a gold run recently? Uh-oh. Did I like just run out of gold? Might have just run out of gold. Oh. Speaking of, yep, you called it, Blaze. We are gonna run the Demolisher again. Which direction are we going? Let's figure that out before we hop in. To the left. Nope. Oh, we need to empty this thing out. Cargo container. Okay. Yeah, I got a ton of silver ore. Not so much on gold. And then we do 1, 2, fly up. Up, fly away to victory. These are the right ones. These are the right ones? Yeah. Then unlock the hinge, lower the drills. Turn on rotation. Lock the drills. Roll via the camera. Do this. Side a bit so we can get a new chunk. Right, Blaze? It's a little bit of a, you know, I dreamed it in a fever dream and I made it and here we are. I did a run at the start of the stream with it too, but yeah, it's a good one. It works. Kind of silly, but that's the point of the game, right? Okay. Actually drill in. Give me that gold. Yeah, and I like that when the rotors get stuck, it doesn't absolutely break everything. It just kind of holds for a second. Yeah, gold veins are very thin, and they also don't give a ton of ingots per kilogram. Oh, now we're running anything. The walls. Yeah, I mean, look at how empty my inventory still is after all this. Oh yeah, I need to drill a bigger hole here. Gold? Are we there yet? There it is. Gimme, gimme. Very satisfying. Okay. That's probably enough to finish what we started. You don't need, like, a ton. Alright, just a little bit more from these walls here. We'll call it a day. Rotation. Unlock. And fly back. Should have added another gyro. Lock hinge. Crazy how easily you can tell if you're rolling, even though their crosshairs look almost perfectly lined up with the artificial horizon. Because the ship is so freaking tall, you can tell that you're like falling over. Alright. Gold is fetched. Of course, we're overshooting things, but that's pretty standard. Turn to the left while we're down. How much gold do we even have? 26,000, 42,000. It's not bad. There we go. Link in, and then we are going to need to do this. And prioritize gold processing. Get going. Per bit, and then large cargo container. Throw the rest in here. Put it on the list somewhere. There we go. Another successful demolisher run. It's worked pretty well. I think it needs a little bit more engine power. And then, other than that, I don't know what else I could do. I could, like, make one more drill. I mean, I could just put one further out, but I could also put one slightly diagonal, because that's, you know, further as well, and then it would drill out a bigger area, but it works pretty well the way it is, I think. And that should get our assemblers back to finishing what they... Did we do it? We did it! Look at that! Look at that! It's done. What I want to do now is... Oops. Well, I guess we just welded the first part of our ship. Whether we like it or not. There you go. What I wanted to do, though, is send to assembler missing items. Because I'm guessing all the stuff that we built, yeah, there's a lot of missing items with, I guess, building all the welders. Did that use about 2,000 construction components? Yeah, about 1,500, because we had 50 welders, so that's where those went. And then that'll ensure that we have all the things we need, like we used some extra grids, superconductors, steel tubes, everything else is good. Those are going really fast. Why are these not assisting? Oh, it did that thing again, where it got full of iron. I wonder why. I wonder why they do that. Totally understand. Happens sometimes. My cargo is definitely not full. Still have a completely empty large cargo container, and this one has barely anything in it. But they're all assisting now. It looks like that gold, the lack of gold is going to be a bit of an issue. Superconductors are going to take a minute. Maybe. Or would it have withdrawn too much iron for the superconductors because it didn't have gold? And then, like, does it continue grabbing iron and gold? And it's like, oh, I can't make it, grab more iron and gold. Oh, I can't make it, grab more iron and gold. And does it just keep doing that? And since there's no gold, it just fills up on iron? I mean, that would be kind of buggy behavior, but I would not put it past this game to do something like that. How much do these cost? 63 gold for all those. It's not bad. So we should be done in probably just a couple minutes here then with all this stuff. I have half a mind to do, because this guy is fast, I'm going to do a quick, get a little bit more gold run. Sure, we're empty. I'm just going to go get a bit more gold, make sure I have enough. That finishes up assembling. Oh yeah. Much higher max speed. Gotta look out for that. That looks dangerous. That little corner. What do we got down here? A big pile of rocks and some gold. This is also better at getting, like, into the little thin part. I don't see it spitting out rocks. We have all gold? No. It's just not spitting out rocks. Did I turn off the wrong thing? Oh yeah, I think I switched it. It should be the sorter that I turn on and off. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hold on. Throw out, on. Collect all, on. Fair sorter, on. Oh, is that not what 4 is doing? Oh, that's the drain all setting. Not the turn on and off. The block on off. There we have it. How much gold do we actually get? Let's get rid of our stone here. Very realistic part of the game where you can physically chuck 2,000 kilograms of stone out the front window of your cockpit with your own 2 hands. Only about 8k after that's all said and done. Okay. Yep, that sounds more like it. Okay, let's keep it with that. Say that's enough. Yeah, this game is a bit fiddly at times, or at all times. I really do think they like, what am I trying to say? I feel like Space Engineers 2 would be an amazing game. Just built from the ground up to be both less janky and more feature complete, and just have a lot more both physics accuracy and less janky things, a bit more progression in the game. I feel like there's a lot you could do with this game. And we're throwing rocks literally everywhere. Alright, there's some more gold. It's raining rocks. Hallelujah, it's raining rocks. Yeah, and then they all run away to this hole right here. The Great Rock Migration. Got a big one too. Oh, wait, why is there a big one? Oh, did this poop it out? This pooped out the big one. More accurate voxel deformation. Well, I mean, that's nice, I guess. But the list of features of what Space Engineers 2 could have is pretty incredible. How are the assemblers doing? Tell me you're stuck again. No, it's not. Why are they not assisting? Just because we're missing items. Are we out of iron too? We might have run out of iron. No, 16,000 iron ingots there. Yeah, we have plenty of iron. Gotta keep going with gold, I guess. Yeah, the game has wheels? What do you use that for? Exactly. Yeah, it does. It's a bad engine for what the game has become. You know, it's a game that's been in development for 10 years, so what Space Engineers 2 really should be is like a whole fresh game with all of the same features, but everything is better. You know, because the game is already perfect in a design sense, not like the actual implementation of how they've done every block and everything, but like what you have at the core of Space Engineers is a perfect game. The way that things work is really cool, but you need way more quality of life, you need better performance, you need better graphics, and those are hard to do at the same time. You know, you need more abilities to automate things in vanilla, more block types, just so many little things that, you know, more progression of like, oh, there are really fancy ores that you have to drill like 1,000 meters down into the planet to get, and then you can build a whole new level of things, and you know, all that kind of stuff you need. Um, oh, did we just drop frames? How's it doing? Uh-oh. Hmm. Frames are back? That's good, because I changed nothing. So that's always fun. Okay. What were we doing? Checking the assemblers? I guess it can't assist if there's not enough materials to assist. Maybe that's all that's happening. I'm gonna assume that's what's happening. We're not out of silicon, right? It says missing items, but it's just like there's 0 items. Oh, and there the assembler just threw all of its superconductors off to somebody else. Cooperative mode is weird. If there's not enough materials, all the jobs will end up in the assisters. Yeah, that is what's happening. It's like, I mean, we're almost there. Only like a couple hundred superconductors left. These refineries are hard at work finding that gold. So what? They're doing about 1 gold kilogram per second in total. And producing superconductor requires less than 1. So we're doing at least 1 superconductor a second. We'll be good. Just a couple minutes at this point. Looks like this one is getting most of the gold. Yeah. Oh, there goes some frames. Oh, it's my internet. Never really had internet issues before. I don't know what's going on with that. Yikes. Hopefully that's just a fluke and doesn't keep happening. Yeah, I always felt the same way in Kerbal Space Program. Rovers, pointless. People build them all the time in the game, just because it's fun. It's fun to drive around. But they're useless from a gameplay sense, like if you're trying to progress. Because the whole point of Kerbal Space Program is like going to all the different biomes on a planet or moon or whatever to try to get a bunch of science and or resources. And the best mod, best is relative, but one of the best mods in all of Kerbal Space Program is called Bon Voyage, and it's a mod that was designed to automate in the background rovers. And so it essentially looks at a bunch of information about your craft, and once you've landed a rover, as long as it has like solar panels and wheels to go fast enough, then it will simulate your rover driving. So you can just tell it to drive to another biome, which you can find where that biome is using ScanSat. ScanSat's awesome as well for a mod. But that made it really fun to build rovers. And so I would build little science rovers and drop them on a planet, and then I could use that mod to like just tell it, oh, go to this biome, and then you can time warp and, you know, get there quickly instead of driving hundreds of kilometers by hand. I just never understood how that was, I don't know. It's just not a great design. So it was always better to make like little hoppers that would just fly to different biomes rather than like rovers that would drive, as they would take forever to drive by hand. And then if you're doing time warp and you get the mods that let you time warp even faster while you're driving, then you're going to run into a random rock and crash and then reload again, and it's just a mess. So having that mod that just kind of automated it moving across the surface, like digitally, it wasn't like actually simulating it driving. Hovercraft, yep, exactly, that would be better. Yeah, wheels are janky in games like this. I have yet to see an example prove otherwise. You're almost there. Go faster. And we're going to see this welding wall in action. Oh, Aloy, that sounds horrible. Don't give them any ideas. I just feel like it's really challenging in a game design sense to make there be a reason. Wow, gravity components are expensive. It's hard to make wheels ever have a purpose when you have flying craft that are available. And you're going to run into this issue with every sandbox game ever that has... It's kind of built around flying things, but it also lets you drive things. There's just never a point to drive things. So instead, if the game wants to make it fun, they need to design, for example, like underground, racetracks that are really smooth that you wouldn't just be able to fly into, but if you take your mining vehicle down in there, you can drive along the tunnel. I'm thinking like the, what are they called? In Minecraft, they have like the underground railways, like pre-built. Like imagine there was an underground road pre-built that was a perfect size for like a mining vehicle and had ore along the walls that you could like mine out and then drive back to your base. That could actually be really fun. But what's not fun is if you have to drive 10 kilometers to even get there from your base. So it needs to spawn like basically next to your base to start with. And it needs to be small enough that flying in and around it isn't super convenient. So you need to make... You almost need a separate type of grid. Like, you need like a driving grid where everything's better. You need the drills to be better, you need the lights to be better, you need the batteries to be better. Because otherwise you could just make a tiny flying ship that does the same thing. And I think making thrusters weaker is not the answer, for what it's worth. Though that would technically make wheels better. Usually nerfing things is not a good way to buff other things. Unless the thing is really overpowered. I don't think thrusters are really overpowered. If anything, I think there should be progression to get even more efficient thrusters. But I think we're there. I'm not mistaken. Nope, I am mistaken. 20 more. 20 more superconductors. I'll hit the button one more time to make missing components. It should make 0 components, because that's what we just did to get to this point, but we'll see. And... hooray! So, assuming all has gone well... there are no more components. And that does look to be the case. Nice. Double check all of them. What does it do with the zeros? It clears them out eventually, right? Yeah, I mean, Aloy, they're overpowered compared to real life. I don't think they're overpowered from a game sense. Yeah, Blue Squid, I wouldn't mind if charging batteries was harder. It was harder to get power. You needed to use more components to build thrusters. All of those things are fine. But again, we're talking about nerfing something that is fine. That doesn't make me want to play with wheels anymore. It just means I need to get more resources to make all my flying craft, because they're still going to be way better than driving. But I digress. Away from game design arguments and on to actually watching our welding walls at work. What I'm going to do is build a little control panel over here. We can watch the whole thing. And we're gonna make it stop freaking raining. So we can watch this joyfully. And let's see. Build underneath. Yeah, I definitely will be careful not to extend it too fast. That's why I'm doing this. I can get a better view on what's going on. Maybe I'll go a little higher. So, I was looking at Industrial Overhaul last night, actually, on the workshop. Does it add more progression in terms of, what's the right word? I know you guys are going to say yes without hearing the second half of my sentence. Does it add more, like, tiers of things? Like, oh, I got level 1 thrusters, and then later I unlock an even better thruster, but it's more complicated or expensive to make. Because that's the kind of progression I really enjoy. Control... Wi-Fi control panel? What does this look like? That's good enough. Is there like a... Surely... Yeah, vertical button panel. Is there like a vertical control panel? The button panel has controls, right? I think it does. Yep. We'll just use this. Yeah, so having more ores, more intermediates, I don't know if that really fixes anything for me in Space Engineers. It just makes it slower to get to the point we're at now. But I want more, like, late game stuff. But, I digress. Let's get going. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set piston 1 to go very slow. Just gonna start there and see what happens. Splitsy recommends adding limits. Makes sense. I think this will be fast enough, given what we just witnessed. Holy crap, this goes fast. Go, I think, a little faster than that. Did that work? Okay. Wait, how is point oh? Oh, it was 0.1, not point 2 as well. There we go. Oh, interesting. The mod doesn't work with progression enabled. Yeah, that might not be the mod for me. There it is. Jump drive was made in a mere moment. This is sweet, y'all. This is freaking sweet. Just taking it all in. I think we've reached the end of our 10 meters. What am I doing? Visor V. Sometimes I cannot remember the hotkey. Yeah, the progression mechanic of just like unlocking a block by building another block is about the laziest you could have for tech tree without it, or while it technically still exists. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Piston 2. I guess we could just set all the piston. I should have just done it this way. Instead of 0.02 on one of them, I could have done 0.05, which is now really 0.07 on the other three. This is badass. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised it... Why didn't it build that one? Huh. Oh, because I think the connection... Yeah, that sort of thing happens. Makes sense now that I see it. Wow, this is so satisfying. Bloop, 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 bloop. It's gonna be long enough. Guess we're about to find out. We'll at least get half of the bridge. Ooh, fuel oil is cool. Why did that not get finished being built? Confused about that one. But yeah, there we go. Thing of beauty. Still moving too. We had some extra space. Okay. So let's get these built. Alright, let's turn off the welders. How about? So I don't fly into a wall of death. Okay. And then I also... Oh, this did get constructed. Cool. What happened here? Just didn't quite get everything it needed. I guess this requires a lot more components than some other things? I don't know. Kinda weird that it didn't get built, given how slow everything was going. Oh yeah, I don't have that cargo. Bigger drills, welders, roadblocks, oil power thrusters. Okay, that does sound pretty cool. It's starting to sound a little better. I do think, for me, the dream game would be somewhere halfway between Space Engineers and Factorio. And don't say Satisfactory, because that's not really what I mean. But I mean like a Factorio with more engineering challenges. I would argue that Factorio is more like programming challenges, and not so much the engineering challenges. And that is one of the things I really liked about the Create Above and Beyond Minecraft pack, which I didn't really get all that far in when it was all said and done, but it had the, like, you can literally build a machine that does a thing, and you build the machine yourself. I don't know what my build planner is doing. I'm gonna start fresh. I'm also really glad that I didn't have to do that all by hand. I think we made the right choice. Okay, that's done. What was back here? What didn't happen? a single light armor panel. I wonder why that was. Huh. Maybe because its hitbox is smaller. That's probably why. Okay, so this ship, this baby can fit so many things in it. We're gonna need to fill it with hydrogen first. That'll be fun. Make some computers. This should craft very fast now that I have 12x total assembling speed. And that's it. Blueprint done. Woohoo! She's up and running. So for those of you seeing her for the first time, this is the ATST. She has a very large hydrogen tank and hydrogen engines. A few batteries over here, air vents, a refinery, and an assembler, all powered by a small reactor. Jump drive. The refinery and assembler both have full modules, by the way. And only a single O2H2 generator, which is probably not enough. We might need a separate little hydrogen ship that fuels this. And airlock here. And a couple landing gear. So I can just drop this thing and theoretically it should land it. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might. And we'll probably use that connector to try to fill up with hydrogen. And we'll want to do some painting. I might do some of that off stream, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the thing. How full is my hydrogen tank? Only 55%. So we still need a lot of ice. I have no idea how much fuel this is going to use either. No idea. I think I might save and then just try it. I don't think that'll hit. That would have to go down 1, 2 blocks, and these are only about 1 block off the ground. So I feel pretty safe. That engine could hit this potentially, but let's just save as Krydax 7, or no, we'll save over Krydax 6, and we'll save as Krydax 7. That's an easy backup, and we'll just grind away which block. We'll just grind away the protector. Clang. The good kind. That was a very satisfying noise. Blue Squid, there's your name. We did put it on, don't worry. I don't know if you were still around when we did that yesterday, but yeah, there you go. Bessie lives. He lives. I also just noticed, did you see, look at in the left side of the screen there, it says grid will split if removed. There's now a warning for that. So that's super cool. From the build info mod. Definitely should pay attention to that. Pistons, go ahead and reverse. Nope. Super satisfying. And, yeah. The ATST is alive. And it's raining again. Do I know how to name a grid? I guess I can do that in the info tab, like you mentioned. Grid name. ATST. 01. Perfect. Already is a ship. It's good. Okay. So getting this thing enough hydrogen to get to space is goal number 1. And then goal number 2 is making it look a little better. I think I was going to add another couple forwards
Fuel
thrusters.
low.
Because we only have 2 forwards thrusters.
Fuel critical.
And that's definitely not enough. So, a couple other forwards thrusters. Actually, up here could be good. We don't have conveyors up there, though. I could put a little doodad. Because this is outdoors, right? Yeah. I could maybe put a U-bend. Although they're not airtight. So I would have to just use the junction. Oh, Alor, we can put your name on the back of the welder array, yes. Good redemption. Is that gonna be weird? Let's also double check damage. Oh, wait, what? Oh, the thing on the left moves to the right. Okay, now I'm less. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't damage anything. I think that looks okay. That'll get us 4 forwards thrusters, which I think is closer to the number of. And then I guess the last question is, do I want to switch... I want to switch this to the... Yeah, that looks weird. I think that looks weird. I want to switch it to the full block one. And then I think that means we need to change this to a full block as well. Okay. Go. Now the colors are all wrong. Work on colors later. Oh, that does look weird though. Okay. And if I want more forwards thrust other than this one Mongo engine, I can remove this triangle block and have a back thrust, though that might be an airtight issue. Sure. Let's find out. But let's mirror that real quick, and then we'll put Alor's name on the back of the welding wall. I will fill it with some hydrogen, just to take it for a quick test spin, and then we'll probably call it an episode. Oh, and I guess we need the connection for these on the inside. What are we doing? T junction. And this one is not structural, so it can just be the regular type of tube. Cool. Okay. Okay, this one. I'll just control G on that. Easy peasy. Oh, you're right. That was a T already. That was going to the refinery. So I guess that needs to be a junction. Thank you for noticing that. Probably would have been very confused on what was going on. These. And what was it? The junction on the top. I think. Of course, I need interior plates for such things. And those rotated like so. Okay. And if I want a lot more forwards thrust, I could change this into either a T to get forwards thrust, it could be a T to get lateral thrust, it could be a conveyor junction to get all kinds of extra thrust. So, ooh, I'm glad the welding wall wasn't on, that would have been death. But, yep. Did I not? Is that right? Oh, we might not. Yeah, I don't think we have them all produced. Does it really not remove the zeros automatically? I would have thought that it would. Maybe it does slowly over time. We also ended up with a lot of extra superconductors. Maybe I already had a bunch? Okay, there we go. Sweet. And then we'll put the A-lore on the back here. Let's actually do 8. I don't care what symbol. A, Y, L, O. It's even going to work out symmetrically, which is and what color? The ever important question. And how am I going to get hydrogen to you? I guess I could dock this ship, which carries a bit of hydrogen with it. And I could also move some ice over to it with this ship. Do we have any ice left? Do we have any ice? I do. So let's move into this ship. Ice. Okay. Then are the hydrogen tanks full? They are. So we will disconnect a bit. Ooh, almost just ran into some drills there. Nice work. Okay. We will ever so carefully dock. Ooh. Is this ship gonna be able to hold itself? Sideways? Nope. It isn't. It'll be able to hold itself forward ways. Nope. Interesting. Interesting design challenges. I might need to just add some thrusters for this to work. Or can I just get close enough to the docking camera? And then tilt over and rely on the connection to get us the rest of the way there. Oh. Light blue for the name? Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what we did. Yikes. That was the opposite of what we wanted. Okay. Step 2, or idea 2, is... Yeah, no explosions makes me very happy. It means I don't have to reload anything. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of that ice and we're gonna chuck it off the ship. Grab that later. And then, what's up, Lojo? Thank you so much for the 7 months. And then we're gonna take the menu and we're gonna go find our gyroscopes. Why is there no gyroscopes? Heck? Am I calling it the wrong thing? What happened to my gyroscopes? What? Did I delete all my gyroscopes? No, no. Yeah, it must just be hidden. Thank you. Always forget about show hidden blocks. There they are. Okay, so we're gonna override you, and I don't know if you want yaw. Oop, yep, that's the one. No, that's actually yawing. Okay, if it's actually yawing, then maybe it will actually roll correctly. Nope, that's pitching. Pitch is the roll, according to the direction this gyroscope is facing. And this is the direction we want. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. There it is. There it is. Okay. Able to override. Yeah, a car in the mud or the snow, I would say. Dampeners on. Disable the parking or the blocks. And then without that extra weight, let's see if it can hold itself. Nope. Annoying, weak-ass ship. Alright, give me more ice. Thanos, alright, do it myself. Wow. The ship can hold itself upright with no inventory. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to bring the ice in manually. There's also hydrogen in this ship, which I was planning on offloading most of it. I thought we could at least bring some ice over. Okay. You better be able to fly sideways now. At this point, I should have just added more thrusters. Uh-oh, yeah, I can see that frames are disappearing. I think it's those effects for the thrusters. Oop, there we go. Okay. So now we need to go hydrogen tanks, SSO, stockpile off. Hydrogen tank 5 is the big one. Stockpile on. We'll steal some. Steal all of it. Well, not all of it. We need enough to fly it back. Steal 500. No. And then those should have enough, yep, to get us back over. We'll disconnect down a little bit. Here. Dock in our little connector spots. What the heck? Now what? Why can't I fly now? I still have hydrogen. Not my stupid parking thingies. No, this still has 5% hydrogen. It said 5%. It says 5 on the bottom right. That's why I'm confused. I saw it had 7%, and I knew that would be enough. But what's going on with the last? Yeah, it even shows it here. Hydrogen tanks. Files off. Did I break a conveyor? Now there's a question. It even shows the hydrogen engine has but yeah, none of my... Wait, my batteries are dead? That can't be right. No, my batteries are not dead, right? No, batteries are definitely not dead. It damaged the connector, I guess. That... Oh, the connector, it is the backbone of all of my conveyors. So it is the conveyor system. But why are the engines not showing back up? Maybe because it's parked. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that was it. Connector. What? Oh my gosh. You'd think connectors would be a little bit hardier. It didn't... You guys saw that? I didn't run into that very fast. Come on, man. I, like, barely bumped it. Turn the force down? Oh, you think the connector force is default? Could be it. We'll go 0.4%. Ever so gently. Why me? Yeah, it's definitely the connectors are just pulling each other too fast. And then these get damaged every time. I should just ignore those. The force on the base side was also 1%. I remember changing them. I think 0.4 would be low enough. I'm pretty sure it uses the lower of the two numbers, if I remember reading it correctly. So I should only need to change this one. I'm going to go to 1/10 of the original force. What's funny is I've had that set that way for a while, and I've never had any issues. So... Oh, so annoying. Okay, finally. That's done. Can I interact with the back of this? Can. Where did the ice go? Oh, look, it's just waiting for me.
Inventory full.
Perfect. Yeah, I can just throw it in there like
Inventory
so.
full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Take some more ice.
Inventory full.
I just want to see this baby fly. Probably save again. Go back to 6. Just in case something goes horribly wrong. And I think we need daytime for the demonstration. Go. This is it. This is the maiden voyage. We have 3% fuel. Not very much. What? We're flying! Woohoo! Look at that. It's beautiful. I did just save Blue Squid. Don't you worry. Can we do a roll? Let's find out. I also need to keep a close eye on hydrogen. We're at 3%. Oh, I forgot gyroscopes. I completely forgot gyroscopes. That's bad. We should land before we fall over sideways. Okay, we just went down to 2% fuel. Though I don't know how much of the 3% we had. So it's possible that we didn't use a full percent just now. I guess what we should look at is like how much. We moved about 500,000 and we're down to 339,000. So definitely use fuel pretty quick. We used like 150,000 just there. And this doesn't seem to be running. I have ice. So I'm guessing the ice can't get to the H2O2. Nope. Why not? O2H2 is here. And I didn't hook it up to anything. Like a dingus. This needs to be a junction. Did I damage these? It was a loud landing, but no damage. That's good. Okay. This should get the H2 generator running. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and we need to bring some uranium on board for the reactor. Do that real quick. And we need to recolor Alor's name light blue. Do that real quick. Good light blue. Oh, and we have all sorts of new skins to play with. Make it hazard armor or the neon colorable surface plastic armor. Do that. Oh, I have to decolor it first. That's fine. There we go. Uranium. Uranium ingot. We will move over, I don't know, 500. And I can even turn off the reactor. It was on because the demolisher takes a crap ton of power. But I don't need to fly it right now, so I can let the wind turbines do their thing. We'll fill the reactor up here. I guess I need to interact with a cargo base or something. One. Fill up the reactor, turn it on. It is on. Sweet. Time left 1 day, 9 hours. That should be enough. And we got 2 batteries on here that should recharge pretty quick. Not that we even really need batteries, but just in case. And I guess we're just gonna need to work on a lot more hydrogen because... Wait, that's not even filling up. Now what's wrong? Why is that not filling up? Oh, it's making oxygen first, I guess? And only oxygen? That can't be right. That'll be full soon, but it should be making hydrogen as well. I know for a fact there's a thruster right there. Oh wait, the tank is up here though. Tank connected? Tank is connected to this T-tube, which is connected to this tube. Let's just make sure that's going the right direction. We just saw through that one, so that one is. And that goes this way to the H2O2 generator. But why is it not making hydrogen? Huh. Oh, wait, now it is. Somehow that fixed it. That was weird. Maybe a save and load would have fixed it too. Something just glitchy with all of that. But yeah, there you go. It'll go twice as fast once, what do you call it? Once the oxygen's full. Is the oxygen tank full yet? Not quite. So once the oxygen tank is full, it diverts all of its efforts, so it'll be outputting 1,000 liters a second, which for 15 million requires 15,000 seconds. So for a full hydrogen tank, that's like 4 hours. Blue Squid, I'm not sure if that's what was happening or not. I think it might have just been a little glitch thingy where it didn't quite see that it was connected or something. I'm not sure that it was prioritizing oxygen. I guess that's technically possible. But yeah, we are gonna go to space. And ideally to the moon. I think I want to take this thing to the moon. Bam, pow. Straight to the moon. So that's the plan, is going to the moon in this bad boy. We can also, this will be our initial base of operations in space for all of the space things we want to do. You know, I can, once I take this up, I'm gonna fly back down in my spacesuit, because that's easy enough. And then I'll take this thing up and leave it docked. And so that'll be my asteroid miner up in space. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Blue Squid. Like, I know that it's supposed to produce half and half if it sees that there's 2 demands, which... So it just wasn't seeing the hydrogen for some reason. How much ice is it? That's a good question. The oxygen tank is now full. So... Oh, now it's only showing 500 liters a second? Weird. Oh, 500 is the max. So we're looking at 8 hours then. So 25 per second of ice. Well, we can just divide by 2, divide by 10, so divide by 20. So 15 million divided by 20 is a little less than 1 million ice. So I need like 2 full demolisher fulls of ice. Because the demolisher, when it's full, can take about 400,000 kilos of whatever ore. So yeah, we'll take the demolisher for a few trips off stream probably, and do a little bit of decorating. I'll definitely I won't fly this to space off stream. So I do think I'm gonna call it a YouTube episode here, and yeah. So for those of you on YouTube, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.